Hello again, everyone. Michael here with Felicity. November 8033 Fox. A Cessna flight training device that I built right here at home.
Hello again, everyone.
It is the 8th of May, 2023, Monday. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Rob Valkyrie, hello, my friend. Welcome on in. Real quick, before we get too started, I do want to give a quick thank you to Hazarod1, who came in with a follow while we were offline the other day, so I appreciate that and hope to fly with you sometime soon. And I also want to apologize for the quality of our last flight. We were on a beta version of Active Sky, and we were just getting tossed about. It was almost unflyable. So I boiled it down to an issue with that particular beta version. Although I hear now Active Sky is in full release, although I've reverted back to beta 11, which I've known is stable. So that's what we're using today for our real world weather information. Active Sky beta 11. DreamNid, hello my friend, welcome on in just in time to possibly watch me embarrass myself. So here's the backstory. Here's kind of what my focus is today, and this is going beyond the scope of my real-world private pilot training. I wanted to practice some more DME arc approaches. I've only done two, neither of which were here in my home state, both of which were published. My home airport does not have a published ARC DME approach. It's got a VOR approach, but it's not an ARC. So, without randomly going into ForeFlight searching, as many airports as I could find that might have an ARC DME approach, I asked the question on the Ohio Pilots Facebook group. It's a great group of people. They've filled my mind with a lot of knowledge over the years. And they all chime in with the various airports and the known, DME ARC approaches. But there's actually a couple suggestions from whom I can only assume were CFIIs just based on context. But the suggestions stated that they've had their students, ARC just, do a DME ARC just to, off just about any fix, and make up their own ARC, and to possibly even like a hybrid ARC into an RNAV approach. So I thought that was kind of a pretty interesting concept. So I think what I want to try and do is take a look at one of the local DME ARC approaches and kind of see how it's laid out, where it arcs from. And then we'll look at the VORA approach into my home airport and see if we can't come up with some sort of way to arc ourselves into a visual off of a known fix. We're probably going to need to use GPS, and this is going to be a Hail Mary attempt because I've never tried it before. But the OBS button, to my understanding, will switch between a leg navigation mode where it moves to, the next point in a flight plan, and it just kind of fixes on one, kind of stays fixed on one point. So I'm hoping to be able to at least find a fix that we can use the GPS with an OBS mode to arc us around into a visual approach into 4i9er. That's kind of my plan. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we can even come up with something. I hope you've all had a good day today. Let's take a look at our low IFR chart. We are here on the ground at Ohio State University. It's one of my favorite Ohio airports. And our destination is going to be for I-9er. And if we take a look, I am not an alumni of OSU. My mother was, but I was a student of a flight school at OSU, if that helps out at all. Okay, let's see. Tell you what, before we look at that, let's look at. Alright, Rob, I appreciate that. Good to hear. It's Fostoria. KFZI. Okay. They have a VOR alpha approach. Let's take a look at this. Yes, a VOR alpha, but it's a DME arc. So if the airport's here, okay. So it looks like there's a VOR. So they're arcing off of a VOR, which is, if we add these DMEs up, looks to be about 17. Actually, okay, no, 21.4 DME. So if we can find a VOR that's maybe, 25 nautical miles or less from Morrow County, that might work out. We can just kind of try something like that. And then we'll just have to find an initial fix. We can maybe try that. This one's off the Flag City VOR, which is kind of west of me by a ways. Around here, I've got the Buckeye VOR up at Marion, Mike November November. I've got the Mansfield VOR at Mansfield, Mike Foxtrot Delta. And I have the Appleton VOR, which is at no airfield, but it's kinda northeast of CMH. Yeah, there's Appleton right there. VOR, 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 VOR. So we could possibly use the Marion Mike November November VOR. I know that's about 10 nautical miles from oh, it's not going to do it on that view, huh? Okay. So the Bud VOR is about 12 nautical miles from Morrow County. That might actually be too close. I wonder if we can use the Appleton VOR. If we're at OSU, maybe we can sling off the Appleton VOR. Yeah, let's try that. We could almost go. Let's see. Let's just say I don't know, what would be a good number? 12.4. Let's just say 12 DME. That's where my arc would want to begin. And let's just say Monroe County's there. So roughly about 360, 330 degree radial off of the Appleton VOR would get me to visual to the Monroe County Airport. Okay, let's take a look at this plate again. So 21.4. So it looks like they're using a 10 DME arc, 10, yeah. So maybe we'll just try that. We'll use a 10 DME arc. And then there's another 11.4 miles to go to the airport. Okay. So this one here is decision altitude. Let's see. 4.4 nautical miles from the first approach fix to the missed approach point. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let me take a look at the VOR A approach into 4I9er and let's see if we can possibly modify this. That's not what I wanted. To our advantage. Okay. So the VOR-A does use the Appleton VOR as well as the Buckeye VOR, and the initial approach fix of Zenith is an intersection. Okay. So ideally, I'd want to end up at Zenith as my initial approach fix. So let's make up an initial approach fix to start our DME arc into, we're going to be, let's just say 12 DME from the VOR. So we're going to want 12 DME there. So then obviously that 12 DME is going to carry around the VOR. And this one's with those double lightning bolt lines, that VR is actually further downstream, so that one's not actually there. It's probably down here somewhere. Well, it's actually going to be where I circled. Okay, so if we can arc off of Appleton on 12 DME, we're going to need an initial approach fix somewhere west of Appleton. That's approximately 12 DME. Or if we find something, we might modify our DME. So let's go ahead and hide this for now. Where's Fabdo? We might be able to use that, which is maybe 8. Alright, so that's 8 miles. That would be about 8 DME from the VOR. It's going to be kind of a tighter arc than I'd like. We'd be adjusting. You know what? Let's just pick a radial. Let's just pick a radial. Let's go to... Let's see, if we just fly east. Peaches the Burb, hello. Dream Nid, why don't I do that? Because I didn't even think to sling around the outside of it. Let's see here. Where's our... It's not what I wanted. Before you tell me, I'm trying to figure out how you came... the logic behind the 17 DME. So let's see here. Well, I suppose I could. If I arced about... Yes, because it looks like there's 19.1 DME from the Appleton. So if we flew... Oh, not a... Nope. Makes sense. And that's... So then, yeah, I mean, instead of making that arc there... We can possibly just, arc all the way around. And then that will put us let's see. Yeah, we can come south and just sling us all the way around like that. Let's do that. Good idea. That was easy. That was way less complicated than I was trying to make things. Because, yeah, we can just depart OSU eastbound and grab the Appleton VOR. It does make the approach relatively long. But it's alright. Let's see. We'll be here all night. Alright. Well, we can try that. Yep, let's do that. Let's just do a 19 DME arc on the outside of Appleton and circle around, and that'll sling us around so that we can grab Xena the initial approach fix. That looks good. Yeah, let's just do that then. We'll go ahead and we'll take the blinders with us. See if we can't get some hood time in while we're flying the arc. And alright, I think we're ready to head to the plane. We will fill up, do a quick walk around, and get things started up. I'll see you over there in just a moment. Alright, hello again everyone. Welcome aboard Felicity. Um, we are on the west ramp here on the ground at Ohio State University. Weather looks like we've got some marginal VFR that's rolled in, but we'll go ahead and check our weather in a moment. Let me go ahead and get our virtual air traffic simulation network up and going and get us logged on. Alright. Walk around. That's what we need to do. Let's go ahead and get our fuel. We're just gonna go ahead and fill up both wings today. Alright. You and I on board with about 40 pounds of gear in the back. Gives us a takeoff weight of 2,065 pounds. 2,300 is max weight. Let's check our fuel caps. We'll do that first. And those look like they are installed and streamlined. Real quick, baggage door looks good. Elevator, rudder cables, rudder's true and responsive. VOR antennas in place, and ailerons are good. Tires all look good. And let's check our lights real quick. Green on the right with the strobe. Taxi. Landing light. Red on the left with the strobe. Propeller looks good. Okay. That's good enough. Let's get all these loads off. And get things started up. DreamNet, when am I going to intercept the arc? I figure if we're going to be 19 DME, I kind of want to get an idea what 19 is on the south side of the VOR. Let me hide this plate. Okay, so that's pretty far south there. DME. Yeah, so that'll put us tell you what, I think here's what I want to do is fly I want to say maybe fly to the VOR, then fly outbound east 19 DME, and then pick up that radio just to save a bit of time. I guess we can depart west and and just I guess it doesn't matter. If we departed west, we could just intercept the radio 19 DME and fly the arc to the initial fix that way, and then enter the hold. And do the procedure turn to come back around. But yeah, let's just do it like that. Let's go to Appleton, and then we will fly 19 DME out east, and then we'll arc 19 DME up to the initial approach fix for the VORA into Morrow County. I think I like that plan. So let's do that. Let's go over our personal checklist real quick. Illnesses, medications, I'm good there. Stress, alcohol, haven't been drinking at all today. Fatigue, not really tired. Emotionally, it was a rough afternoon, but these things happen. Yeah, so we just want to make sure that we ourselves are in a decent enough condition to apply. Where was I going just now? We do have our other checklist here. Pilot, airplane, environment, external pressures. That's our PAVE checklist. Go through those mentally. Should be a common practice every time before you fly. So let's move on to our aircraft checklist now that I walk around in pre-flight and fuel is already done. And for this flight, with our overcast, please go ahead and keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration. Check time, we're up to 3.1 hours in our new Foxtrot model. Circuit breakers are all in, and alternate static air is in. We'll get scooted up here. Seat track is in and locked. Avionics are off. Autopilot is off. Carb heat's off. Mixture, let's go full rich. Throttle slate. Prime. It's been a couple days, so we'll go 4 on the primer. Okay, primer's in and locked. Brakes are on. It's clear on the left and clear on the right. Clear up front. Right, here we go. Master on, beacon on. And mags to start. My alternator wasn't switching on for a moment there. Let's chat. Hello, welcome my friend. Hope you're doing well. During pre-flight, we discussed flying a DME ARC into my home airport. So we've decided on flying to the VOR directly, and then we're going to fly 19 DME outbound. So OSU to the VOR, and then we're 19-ish. Nautical miles is not exactly DME, but it's gonna give me an approximate. And then, yeah, we'll just fly that arc. Yeah, so be about there. So yeah, if we just fly that arc around. That ought to work. Okay, what's our oil temperature? It's come up. Let's go ahead and get our taxi light on so that we can be seen. Make sure it's good right now. Seat belts, let's get those on. ready, just about. Flaps up, avionics going on. Transponder going on via power mode Charlie. ADS-Bs tied into our nav lights, let's get those on. ATIS, altimeter, I know that field elevation here is about 906 feet. Gives us an altimeter of approximately 29901. And if we look at OSU right now, is that anything close? 29990. Okay. Let's grab ATIS while we're here. We do not have any overlying ATC coverage. We are going to treat the airport as uncontrolled. We will be making our calls on Unicom. So let's pull some real world weather through the magic of simulation by pushing this button.
Kilo, Oscar, Sierra, Uniform, Airport Information, Juliet 2353, Zulu, Weather, Wind 007, at 7, Visibility 10, Sky Condition, Ceiling 8000, Overcast, Temperature 19er, Dew Point 14, Altimeter 2990, Advise on initial contact that you...
Kilo, Oscar, Sierra, Uniform, Airport Information, Kilo 2353, Zulu, Weather, Wind 007, at 7, Visibility 10, Sky Condition, Ceiling 8000, Overcast, Temperature 19, Dew Point 14, Altimeter 2990, Advise on initial contact you have information, Kilo.
Alright, information, Kilo's irrelevant at the moment. We're not going to tell that to anybody. But we do have our weather information. Wind 007 at 7, visibility is 10. Overcast layer at 8,000 feet. Overcast is going to be our ceiling today. However, I'd be surprised if we're over 3,500 feet. Speaking of which, let's talk about our altitude. That's one thing we did not go over. So let's talk about our altitude. So, initial approach fix at or above 3,000 feet. So if we're applying our arc at 3,500 feet, yeah, I think that'll be fine. And then, we would, if we had to, tell ATC top of descent, we would tell them when we just started descending out of 3,500 for 3,000, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, I think we're just about ready to go. What else do we need to do? Got our weather, 007 were our winds, and let's pack for this trip real quick. Dreamhead, you're absolutely correct. But if we were, IFR under an IFR plan for this approach, which doesn't exist, and if we were cruising along at 3,500, if they asked us to let them know. But yeah, since we're just practicing this under VFR, we don't have to tell anybody really. Looks like rain's coming in. so 007, we're gonna pick runway 10 for departure. And, well, I keep saying 10, it's 09er. It's 10 at home, 09er at OSU. And I want to say Delaware is 09er as well. And since we're close by, we'll be 09er right. Now I want to check something. (1028), okay. So Columbus, Delaware, and my airport are all 1028. OSU is 09er. Okay, brakes we'll test on the roll. Altitude indicator and turret coordinator we will test on the roll. But let's set our heading indicator to compass, which looks good there. And the other thing that we need to do is make sure that our VOR is actually working. Before I do that, though, let me just check my nav data and just make sure that our air rack cycle is all up to date. Alright, there's an update available. So let's update our nav data real quick. And I do want to thank you for your patience while we're doing this. We want to thank everyone for coming in today. Just about there. Great, that works. New revision 20, new air rack cycle 2304, revision 2. We're up to date there. Let's close that out. Okay, avionics back on. Okay, transponder came back on, heading indicator compass. Alright, now I think we're ready to taxi. I've got everything? Nope. What do I want to do? We need to check the VOR. 116.7. Alright, so it looks like we did capture that. We've got 23 DME currently. And we're looking for 19. So we'll fly to the VOR, fly outbound from the VOR, then arc back inbound. To the initial approach fix. Which we will identify by putting, let's see, the Buckeye VOR in here. Okay, and we're looking for let's see, Zenith is 19.2 DME from the Buckeye VOR, and that is on a 124 radio. Okay, so when I'm 19 DME here, on this radial, then that should put me at Zenith, which is my initial approach fix. Yep. .1 technically. Okay. Double check, make sure we don't have any ATC. Alright, we're on Unicom 122.8. Let's go ahead and make our traffic calls. Parking brake off. OSU traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot at the west ramp, taxiing runway 09 right via Alpha OSU. Typically, what I would be doing is contacting ground. Once I'm about, well, right here, I would contact ground so that they can see me and I can see the tower. Then I would tell them not to west ramp, looking to taxi VFR and departure to the east. Then they'd assign a runway. I'd let them know the ATIS code. Then they'd assign a runway, and then we'd contact tower once we were holding short. We'll go over here, do a run up. Alright, so our winds were 007. Okay, set my heading bug to the wind direction. Guess we'll have a crosswind either way. I don't know why I was thinking winds were 070. Runway 10 would be a much better option. So we're going to have a crosswind on our takeoff, and this is still going to be the better runway for that wind. Okay, we are facing into the wind, however, so we got our brakes on. Let's get our fuel on the boat. Trim. Set for takeoff. Flight controls down on the right, up on the left, down on the left, up on the right. Elevator, rudder. True and responsive. Okay, here we go. Make sure it's best power. Primer's in and locked. 1600. Left mag. There's an RPM drop. Right mag. There's an RPM drop. Carb heat, there's an RPM drop. Okay. Okay, suction's in the green, oil pressure and oil temperature are up. We've got good fuel flow, manifold pressure is good. We are charging. Yep, ammeter looks good. Alright, let's go ahead and idle back, check our throttle friction, that feels good. Alright, I think we're ready. To get to the VOR on departure, looks like it's going to be about a heading of 085 degrees. Alright, let's go. OSU traffic, November 8 33 Foxtrot is taking runway 09er right, straight up departure, OSU. Let's get our strobes on. Here we are, full power. Rudder for center, wind correction. Airspeed's coming alive. Neutral aileron. Let's rotate. Positive rate. Tramps to PAMPs, yes, I am on VATSIM currently. Well, I was, till it just disconnected me due to FPS issue. Alright, so we wanted a heading of 085 to get to Appleton. Yes, that was quite ironic there. As soon as I'm asked about VATSIM, I get booted off. I'm gonna actually have to look up my CPU cooling. It's getting warmer out. So that may be actually having it being part of the issue. I did not file a VFR flight plan this evening. There's no ATC coverage for us currently. I don't anticipate on anything happening per se for them to have to come look for us. But as always, we need to always be prepared for the inevitable emergency. It's one of the things I do enjoy about flying where I fly out of now is because up here in the country I've got nothing but fields around anymore. And down there at OSU, options were very limited should, something happen on departure.
a little bit off course. Let's get back over towards that VOR. Columbus City of Columbus skyline is just off of my right wing there. Alright, so we're at 3,000. We can probably hang out here. We don't have to be at 3,500 for the approach. We just need to be at or above 3,000. Let's hang out here. It's definitely misting out there, that's for sure. I think you are correct, Epstein. Yep, we did a fly, yeah, because I was flying through downtown Columbus when you popped in. We did a flyby around Nationwide, straight down High Street. I do want to thank everyone for coming in and hanging out, even though it's kind of an overcast day here in central Ohio. Oh, we dropped down a little bit. Let's get back up there. So I generally try to be a bit modest on the stream, but I am happy to say that at Flight Sim Expo at the end of June, I was awarded an hour and a half in the Redbird MX2 full motion flight simulator with a CFII for some loggable time. So I'm kind of excited about that. This should be fun. Yep, I've never been in a full motion simulator, let alone actually flown in a simulator with a CFI or II. So I'll be sure to bring my logbook because I'm kind of excited about that venture. going to be 30 minutes of pre-flight. Well, not necessarily pre-flight per se, but um, we'll just call it pre-flight chatting. 45 minutes in the simulator, and a debrief as well. Yeah, you never know. I'm always looking at ideas. I stopped at OSU the other day, looked at their flight sim lab. It's been a while since I've been down there. It's pretty neat. I'm going to have to look to see if there's a software way to monitor CPU temperatures. Alright, so the closer we get to the VOL, the harder it is going to be to track. But I figure wherever we intercepted it, the NVIDIA overlay has it. Okay, that should be in the GeForce experience, I think. Maybe it's in the NVIDIA control panel, but I'll have to check into that, just so I can keep an eye on it. And we were 5.4 DME from the Appleton VOR. Double check my heading indicator to compass there. Are we reversing? We're reverse sensing, aren't we? Alright, we're deflecting. Well, okay, so that's normal sensing. Yeah, it does say 2. That's what I thought. Alright, so let's intercept the radial or arc on an eastbound heading. We are 1 mile away from the VOR. We should be able to possibly even see it out of our window here. That's if we don't fly directly over top of it. Yep, it's right down there, just past our right strut. Steep turn. Yep, there's the BOR, alright. Alright, so now we're outbound from the Appleton VOR. And we're gonna go to 19 DME, and then we're gonna fly our arc. Once we're at 19 DME, it is some sort of backwards DME, like moonshine, yep. So I think what I'll do once we get to 19 DME is I'll switch this back over to 2. Okay. And then I will just fly the arc and maybe 8 or 10 degree tangents at a time. So now that we're in from, we are in reverse sensing mode. Well, I think initially I'm gonna have to turn to like a 350, maybe. I'm gonna start my arc from there. You're right. It did switch. It is over to from, so it's still a normal sensing. It would be reverse sensing if it said 2, and I was flying away from it. Yeah, I think a 350 heading at 19 DME might be sufficient. .1 DME currently. Getting that wind coming in from the north still. Melvin, hello my friend, welcome. Hope you're doing well. I might have to calibrate my compass. Nothing wrong with barbecue at all. Outstanding. Glad to hear you are doing good, doing well. For those that don't know, the Cheat River Fly-In with the Virtual USA Flying Club is coming up on the 20th. It does coincide with the Real World event. Really looking forward to it. So if you're a member of the Virtual USA Flying Club, I'd love to see you fly in there at some point. Then we'll be sending our numbers over to them, and they can kind of include it as in their head count, the virtual fly-in. Alright, ground speed right now doing 91, indicating 110. Looks like we do have some bit of a headwind there, helping out with some of that indicated airspeed. I'm probably going to end the arc at the slightly before the initial fix, if not the initial fix. So if we're slinging 19 DME all the way around from Appleton, that's going to put us at the initial fix once this lines up. Because Z-Node, my initial approach fix, is an intersection of two VORs with the Appleton and the Buckeye VOR. I've got the Buckeye VOR programmed into our navigator here on our localizer mode with the outbound radio of, if I remember right, it was like 125. So that's how I'm going to identify my initial fix, is when I'm 19 DME and I've got this radio. Well, I had an excellent instructor. So for those of you that don't know, DreamNode, he's taught me a whole lot about how to read an approach plate, how to identify waypoints, especially when it came to VORs and navigation. Soul Twitch community has definitely been great. Correct. And as we move our our needle here, as we rotate it around, once we get to 351, we know that we're on the outbound from Appleton for that intersection. And the fact that this needle keeps coming in more is telling me that I'm getting ready to cross that radial from Buckeye. Then we're going to end up crossing it again. I guess I really don't. I'm sure it'll still kind of deflect the same degrees in the same increments. Does that make sense? Alright, here we're at 18.1. Technically we're looking for 19.1, but we'll just say 19. And we're going to get a heading of maybe 350. And I think I'm going to just start that turn now. 18.5. Alright, I'll lift my left wing, that looks clear. Let's do a standard rate turn. And then if I'm lucky, on the rollout will be maybe 19.1. Alright, might have misjudged that just a little bit. Okay. I want to keep this in. There we are, 19.1. Alright. Let's just hang out here. Where are we at? 3,000 feet. how do we want to apply this to... Okay. Took that one in a bit too far. Alright, so let's use the heading bug. Alright, let's get back out there to our 19.1. The rain has come in. Okay. Here's 19.1. So let's go 10 degrees. You know, I've got them with me. I suppose I probably should. That's why I brought them. Alright, where are we at here? Okay, 19 miles. Okay, here we go. Let's take it down like this. And let's get down to 3,000 feet. Now, I can't see what anybody might be typing. Just FYI. But we are getting pushed in closer, most likely by the winds. So let's get back out to 19.1. There it is. Okay, well, let's just fly this heading here. Okay. Looks like we're going out. 19.4, we're getting farther away. Feet. Their speed's looking good. .2. Alright, let's keep it there. Let's level off. Put that heading bug there. 19.1. Okay. So if we go 2 degrees there, 2 degrees there. No, I'm all messed up here. Now I'm getting closer. Alright, let's head back north a bit. 18.6. Back up to 18.9. Alright. 19.0. Alright, 3100, we got a little bit high. .1. What are we doing? 19.1. Let's get back down to 3,000. We lost .1. .1. I recall, I think we need a 351 radio from Appleton. Should be right around there. .1, 3,000 feet, level, needle starting to move. .1. Alright, needles coming in. .1. .1. .0. 19.1. Airspeed's 100. 19.1. 3,000 feet. Feet, 19.1. Nineteen point one. 19.00. .9. What happened here? Are we getting blown off course?
Kilo 4, India 3, airport information, Oscar 2353, Zulu, weather, wind 007 at 7, visibility 10, sky condition, ceiling
It's
8.
very possible we're getting pushed. $19. 19.1. 19.2. Uh-oh, getting up there a bit. Let's get back on that heading where I thought I needed to be. Alright, what are we doing here? 19.2. $19.1. I forgot. My radio 351. Okay, 351, so we should be about there. 18.7. So we came in a little bit close. So if we widen that back out, that should swing us back around. Come on, Michael, get over there. That should swing us back around to our initial approach fix. Oh, I'm in reverse sensing mode. Right? 19.6. Okay, so I'm off of the Buckeye radio. Okay, so that says from, I'm heading that way. So we are reverse sensing. Right? Alright, let's just see where we are. Okay. Are we anywhere near our initial fix? Alright, so we were close. We just flew right over it. we overflew our fix. I mean, we had it here, and I probably just should have turned right when that, right when it lined up. So let's go ahead and put these back on, and what we'll do is we'll go grab the IAF. Yeah, I probably should have done that. So we'll go back and grab the IAF, and then we'll fly it out, fly the procedure turn, and fly it back inbound under the goggles here. .304 and CDI 1. Yeah, because I'm heading back to there. Alright, here we go. Okay, I'm looking for this needle to come in. Okay, let's go grab that 124, that 304, whatever we want to call it. I should have done that at a standard rate, but okay. So now we're outbound from the Buckeye VOR. So when this, we're at 19.2 there, we should be 351, should be close to 19.1, and then that should be Z-nut. just about there. Alright, want to go 45 degrees to the right. Standard rate. Get our clock set. Okay, let's go outbound for 1 minute. We're going to be doing about 75 miles per hour on our approach. Initial fix to missed approach point at 60 knots, 7 minutes 48 seconds, and at 90 knots, 5 minutes 12 seconds. Let's go about half that. So what do we got there? What's the medium? 2.5 minutes approximately. So if we go a minute 15 seconds, so figure 7 minutes 45, 6 minutes 30, that's what I'm guessing. Final initial fix to missed approach point, 6 minutes 30 seconds. Alright, there's 1 minute. Let's bring it back in. Alright, there we are. And then once this needle comes back in, we'll follow that back inbound. I'm going to want to turn to a heading of 305. There we are, 305. almost 19.1. There's that. There's that. Let's start the clock. 6.5 minutes at 75 miles per hour roughly. See, it's so hard to judge. 75, I want to say closer to 80. Heading indicator to compass. So at 6.5 minutes, I'm going to pull the blinders off, and if I don't have the field, we're going to have to go mist. Got a little bit on course there. We need to start descending. Why aren't you descending, Michael? Cold peak's going on. That's also why we're not going very fast, or going slow enough, because we're probably not, because we're not slowing down because we weren't descending. Let's slow us down a little bit, start descending. Let's say 500 feet per minute. Car peak's on. Not 500 feet per minute. Altitude right now, 2,800. Field elevation is 1,086. We're getting off course here. Still a bit off course. What's our minimums? $1,880 feet. Four minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. 2,500 feet. 6 minutes and 30 seconds was what I was going to use from first approach to missed approach point. I need different seats for this thing. Five minutes and 30 seconds. We're still on our VOR radio. Six minutes. Six minutes, 20 seconds. We're at 2,000 feet. Alright, let's come out of the clouds and see where we're at. Dang it. I sure did. So that meant I was probably going, I was using too long of a time from my first approach fix to my missed approach point because I was going too fast at my approach. Oopsie. Alright, so let's go ahead and circle back around. Yep, that's exactly what happened. I was too fast on my approach and I mistimed it. Alright, airport in sight. Morrow County traffic, November 033 Foxtrot is on look downwind, runway 28, full stop, Morrow County.
Kilo, Mike, November, airport information, Romeo 2353, Zulu, weather, wind 007 at 7, visibility 10, sky condition, ceiling.
007 at 7. A little bit low in the pattern actually. Okay, we'll just compensate for that. Now let's get up to 2100. Yeah, I probably should have, but you're right, it is good learning. Alright, pattern altitude, here we go. Level off here. Beam the numbers, power back, carb heat on. In the wide arc, let's get 10 degrees flaps, pitch for 80 miles per hour. 45. Morrow County, November 30th, Foxtrot, left base 28, full stop, Morrow County. Flaps 2. Morrow County traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, left base to final approach 28, full stop, Morrow County. Power's out. Glide slope looks decent. Got winds coming in. Ready to straighten our plane. So we need left aileron down. Oh, right aileron down. Oh, that's not what we wanted. We wanted the other aileron down. That's what we did. Although ground handling still has a lot to be desired too. Flaps up. Just gonna cross this line and clean up a little bit. And this is gonna be all the time we'll have for, but we'll go park, shut down, head back to the FBO. I want to catch up on the chat. And I'll pop the case cover off of the PC because it's got to be hot. It's the only reason why my FPS has been so low this entire time. Ambient temperature in the office has gone up significantly over the last couple of days just due to weather. And I haven't, it hasn't been this warm since I relocated all the computers. Yep, you do drink more and everything will be a bit more arky. That makes perfect sense. Sparks Fly LLC, based in at 4I-9er in Central Ohio, offers scenic airplane tours. Should anybody desire such a thing. Okay, here we are. Morrow County, November 30th, Foxtrot, clear runway 28 at the rear, Morrow County. Okay, let's put my blinders away. Okay, let's secure our aircraft here. After landing, flaps come up, carpet off, strobes going off, landing light off, taxi light off, nav light off, trim, let's get our trim back to takeoff. Okay, transponder we're VFR, okay. Avionics are gonna go off, let's get our parking brake on, mixture is gonna go to full lean. Max to off and master to off, beacon off. Let's shut our G5s down. Alright, actually, that's what I need to do here real quick. If I clear them off of there, and then if I send that to the map, does that get those off of there? Okay, yep, sure does. Bear with me while I just grab a couple of screenshots real quick. Okay. Alright, it's done, that's done. Alright, I will see you all back at the office. We'll chit chat and say goodnight.
Alright. That was definitely interesting. Fun. I overflew the airport. Let's just kind of go over and see if this kind of... I feel like it gave me good practice flying the ARC, the DME ARC, and that's what I was after. I think next time I want to put the VOR that I'm arcing off of in the CDI. And let's see here. But yeah, other than that, I think the plan worked out well. We departed out of OSU. We flew to the Appleton VOR. We stayed on that relative same heading until we got to our 19.1 DME. Well, the bottom one, well, I guess it is a CDI. I call it VOR2. Because doesn't a CDI have a glide slope indicator as well? I could be wrong. I thought there was a difference between one that had 2 needles and one that had 1 needle. But I think so I don't necessarily have to worry about the reverse sensing. I might put it in the top one. We got a little squirrely right here. We kind of went out, overcorrected a bit to come back in. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know if that would have been, like, if we were being graded on this type of an arcing approach for some sort of, yeah, and I don't even know if they test on those sort of things, but I don't know if the instrument rated pilot ACS, or if there's a certain degree of deflection you're allowed off of an arcing course there like that. Here was a little bit less, but there was still some correction involved. What do we have here? Okay. Oh, a whole mile? Oh. Well, yeah, okay, I don't feel bad about my 0.3. 0.4. Okay. So ZNUD must have been right about here to where we flew outbound and then did the procedure turn and come back inbound to where we overflew our airport. I mean, if it's no problem, DreamNet, I'm just curious at this point. I don't know if you have that ACS handy or not. Apply proper correction to maintain a course, allowing no more than 3/4 scale deflection of the CDI. If a DME arc is selected, maintain that arc plus minus 1 nautical mile. Okay, we were good then. We didn't exceed plus or minus 0.4 from 19.1. Okay, well then I don't feel too bad about that. And I suppose that's not terrible for hand flying. It would have been a lot cleaner if we had the autopilot going, but then I'm not practicing per se. Hawker 125, welcome my friend. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while. Man, good to hear from you. Hope you're good. Okay, then I guess that's not awful. I was off on the selected heading bug part. Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, overall though, I think it went well. Just take a moment to catch up on the chat here real quick. Rob Valkyrie showed up earlier and said hello. Looks like Active Sky XP we talked about is now in official release. Dreamnid came in, always a pleasure, my friend. Melvin Leroy showed up. Peaches the Bibs popped in to say a hello. M. Stein popped in, always a pleasure flying with you. WestJet 1450, hope you're doing well. Tramps the Pamps popped in for a bit, inquiring about a VATSIM. And Melvin Leroy. Check out Melvin's channel while you're here at Melvin Leroy. Does a lot of great stuff with bush flying and airline flying, and flies a DME arc that only a mother can love. If I did miss anybody that popped in to say hello, I do apologize. I did have the blinders on for a duration, so that's why I want to take a moment just to kind of catch up on anything. Alright, so smaller corrections. I did notice that, DreamNid, on that left turning tendency. I started to focus more on the turn coordinator, and I could tell that I was turning left. So once I kept those wings level, we were able to maintain that 19.1 a bit better. Yeah, there was a huge correction there at the end. Shows the 45-degree angle on the chart. Yep, I suppose it does. And did I go... Did I turn past 45 degrees? If you're telling me I did, I probably did. And of course, I lost my breadcrumbs. Yep, that was almost like 90 degrees. Yeah, I sure did. It was almost 90 degrees. Yeah, so okay, 10, 20, 30, 40. Yep, I when I turned my heading bug, I turned way past 45 degrees. Melvin, your sim is realistic when you have to put on the goggles. Yep, that is true. That's what I went for. That's kind of this... yeah. Just a few more hurdles and I'm going for that FAA certification. After Z-node, you should descend to the MDA. Alright, let's take a look at that chart again. I'm going to assume that MDA stands for minimum decision altitude. It wouldn't be max. Yeah, minimum decision altitude. Minimum descent altitude. Which is a decision altitude. I guess it is 1880. We are different in the decision altitude, but similar concept. Okay. Let's see. Alright, after should descend to the MDA, otherwise you'll never descend below the clouds. Okay. Yep, we did overfly the airport. And I guess in this case, the missed approach point is directly over the runway. So that would make sense to remove those blinders earlier before you get there. Excuse me. We did fly the course pretty well. I appreciate that. Melvin was looking outside the whole time while flying his DME arc. Okay. Lots of good information taken away from this one. Alright, what else? There was something else I wanted to talk about real quick before I let you all go for the evening. Oh yeah, that's right, that's what I want to talk about, my new book. So, I recently went and, I don't want to say, it hasn't been so recently anymore, but when I did my second towered solo to get current again, I met a gentleman there who had recognized the tail number from the airplane I'm flying, and had informed me that it was in a book. And I said, "Oh, really?" And that's kind of how the conversation ended. Just that it was in a book, and my CFI was with me, obviously, because I was doing the solo. And got to, just because he recognized the tail number. So anyway, a couple weeks pass, and I see my CFI make a post on the Ohio Pilots Facebook group page, which I talked about at the beginning. And the guy that we met at Mansfield, where I did my towered solo, chimed in, just on just a random post, but chimed in with, pictures of the plane that he took, from this book. So once I found out that it was in the book, I just had to have myself a copy of it. But there's the aircraft right there, November 7-9-8 uniform. And it's been repainted, and and it's been repainted over the years. But let's see here. Yeah, there she is. So I thought that was pretty cool. Got myself a, and so thus far it's been a neat book. It's got every sort of bit of information about every Cessna different model designed, all the way through. It goes through and talks about different rudder designs, different airfoils on the struts, and just landing gear difference. Just very, very, very informative book. One of the and it's an old book and it came secondhand. But one of the cool things that came in the book, and I don't know if it came, I bought it on Amazon, their used bookstore. So I don't know how many hands the book has been in, but it came with this newspaper excerpt in here as well. It's dated July 31st, 1996, and it talks about the Cessna 172 propeller plane being back in production. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think that's it. I don't think I have much else to discuss this evening. But I do want to just take a moment to thank you all for coming in and hanging out, and for the information you all continuously provide. I've learned so much, and that type of stuff is just invaluable to me. So I do greatly appreciate it. I think that's it. Flight Sim Expo, June 23rd, 24th, 25th at the Lone Star Flight Museum down in Houston, Texas. I know of at least 2 people that were in here today that are going to be there. So I look forward to meeting you guys. Okay. I think I'm going to say goodnight. Once again, it's been my pleasure flying with y'all. Flying is fun, but it is always more fun when it's more than one, and you all make that happen for me. So I can't thank you all enough. Let's see who we can send you over to for the rest of your evening enjoyment. I'm not sure who's flying currently. Alright, we have a couple different options. Alright, I'll send you to... I'm going to try and keep it GA. Alright, I'll send you to Sparky Pilot 86 this evening. Doing some Flight Sim economy. Likely an X-plane, but until our next unscheduled flight, I hope you all take care and stay safe. And as always, it's my pleasure flying with you. You all have a great evening and take care. We'll see you next time.